Hey, what's up? How's it going? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm very excited because I'm going to be letting you know about a few upcoming book club selections for my book club, The Book Troupe. And if you didn't know, I have a book club on my channel called The Book Troupe where we read some like spooky, either thriller or horror kind of books together once a month, and then we do a live show on my channel. I do have an Instagram for The Book Troupe, which I can link down below if you're curious. We did get a new logo for The Book Troupe recently. My sister actually helped with this new design for the logo, and I just think it looks so beautiful. And this year we're going with like a blue witchy look instead of just like the bold green that I had last year. That was kind of boring. But yeah, new logo, very excited about it. We have Instagram, and then I also do have a Discord chat this year for the Book Troupe. If you didn't know, we already have like 400 people on that Discord chat. Like there's already so many people over there joining, so that's very exciting. I will also leave the link down below for Discord if you want to join over there, but that's kind of like more of an area where we can discuss all of the monthly buddy reads. And yeah, in this video I'm going to be letting you know about the upcoming picks for February, March, and April, as well as some of the co-hosts that are going to be joining me for those months, which I'm very excited about. So first thing I wanted to mention is, if you didn't know, for the month of January we are reading Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCreight, and the live show for this one is coming up very soon. It's going to be on January 26th. The live show is going to start at 4 p.m. PST, and I'm going to be joined by my lovely friend Savannah over from Riveting Reads. We kind of did this thing this month where I'm going to be joining her book club and she's going to be joining my book club. So for my book club we're reading Where They Found Her, and then for her book club we're reading The Maid together, and the live show for this one is going to be on her channel on January 30th. But yeah, if you didn't know, these are what's happening in January for me. This is our book troupe pick, and I'm very excited to discuss Where They Found Her with you. Anyways, moving right along, what is the February pick? So I posted on my Patreon. If you didn't know, now over on my Patreon, on my middle tier, my new romantics tier and higher, if you sign up for those, you get access to voting for some of my upcoming book troupe selections. I'm trying to do at least 50% of my selections this year are going to be voted on by my Patreon, and then the other 50% will be selected by me. But for the month of February, I had these three books. I'll put the little graphic here as the choices for them to vote on Patreon. So we have These Silent Woods, All Her Little Secrets, and Take It Back, which are three mystery thriller kind of books that I've been very excited to read. And some of these are a little bit more backlist. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of them were published last year, but still, you know, they were kind of backlist titles. And I'm really stoked because These Silent Woods ended up winning for February. So this is the book that we're going to be reading together for February. And this is one that I am very intrigued about because the premise just sounds so unique and so interesting. I'll have the Goodreads linked down below if you want to read the entire full description of it, but from what it sounds like, it's going to be a very atmospheric, kind of haunting style of writing. And we're just basically following this dad and his young daughter who are living in the woods for 8 years, and they're kind of disconnected from the outside world, and then things start to happen in this book when the person, like the only person who really knows that they exist out there, stops bringing them food, and they're kind of like, what the heck is going on? And so that's where the mystery aspect of this really comes in. I don't know, I'm really excited to read this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic book club selection, and I'm very excited because my co-host for the month of February is going to be Erin over from Booked and Busy. Erin's channel is one that I just discovered at the end of last year, and I think she's such a bubbly, fun person. Like, I just can't wait to talk about this book with her, because whether or not we end up loving it, I'm just so excited to have her in this discussion. I know Erin also has a book club of her own, and I know that she's been on a few of my other friends' book clubs in the past, and every time she's in a book club discussion, she just brings so much to the discussion, so I'm really excited to have her on my channel and to have her on the book troupe. And yeah, hopefully this is one that we all enjoy. I'm excited. I also wanted to mention that if you were bummed that All Her Little Secrets didn't end up winning this category, it ended up working out perfectly because Kayla is actually reading All Her Little Secrets for her book club in the month of April, and I'm actually going to be co-hosting again with her in April for her book club, Literally Dead Book Club. And so if you were hoping that book would win because you would want to see a discussion about that book with me involved, that's still happening. It's just going to be in April, and it's going to be on Kayla's channel. So again, I'll have Kayla's channel linked down below. And then moving on to the month of March, these were the three books that my Patreon could vote on for the month of March. We have The Paris Apartment, Good Rich People, and Reprieve, which I'm very excited about all three of these books. The Paris Apartment and Good Rich People are both like mystery thriller kind of books, and then Reprieve, from what I've heard, is more like mystery thriller but also like horror kind of, and Reprieve is more of like a literary style of writing from what I've heard. So I was just very excited for any of these books to be chosen, and I'm very excited because my Patreon voted for The Paris Apartment, Apartment by Lucy Foley to be our March pick, which honestly, like, I'm pretty excited about this one because I was a huge fan of The Guest List by Lucy Foley, so I'm really excited to give this book a shot too. And again, I'll have the Goodreads link down below if you want to go and read the full description. But this one sounds like it's going to be really interesting, and lately I've been seeing some people compare this book to Lock Every Door, or saying that if you enjoyed Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, then you would probably enjoy this book, which just has my expectations like blowing through the roof. Like, I'm so excited. The premise does sound pretty interesting too, because we're following this character named Jess who's broke and alone. Her half-brother Ben says that she can stay with him, but when she gets to his apartment, he's been missing. And then it says at the bottom, the socialite, the nice guy, the alcoholic, the girl on the verge, the concierge, everyone's a neighbor, everyone's a suspect, and everyone knows something they're not telling. So that is so exciting. I cannot wait to read this one. And I'm so excited because in the month of March, I'm going to be joined by my lovely friend Lexi over from Alexandra Roslin. You might know her channel. She's another really awesome booktuber. And I really wanted to ask Lexi to be a part of the book troupe for the month of March because I'm a huge fan of Lexi's content. I think she makes such amazing content on YouTube, but also because last year I was in a live show with her on Kayla's channel when we did the discussion For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing. She was on that live show with me and I really got to know her in that live show, and she just brought so much to the discussion, and she was such a fun person to have on the live show. So I'm so excited to have her on the book troupe. I think she's gonna be so much fun to talk to, and I can't wait to see what we think of this book. Like, I'm hoping we really both enjoy this one. And then lastly, in the month of April, this is one that I have chosen myself for this selection. I didn't have my Patreon vote for this one. It's because I would really like to read 9 Lives by Peter Swanson in the month of April. And I chose this book for a number of different reasons, but the main one is because I'm a huge fan of Peter Swanson. And even though last year I know we read every value break and it was like not the best time for some of us, but I've heard mostly good things about this new book so far. Some people are even saying it's their favorite Peter Swanson so far. And the premise just sounds so interesting. I just think his books make for really fun book club discussions, whether or not we enjoy them or not. But I have very high hopes for this one because the premise sounds amazing. I've heard it's kind of like an Agatha Christie vibe because it says the story of 9 strangers who receive a cryptic list with their names on it and then begin to die in highly unusual circumstances. It sounds kind of like a spin on And Then There Were None or something like that. Like, I don't know, I'm very intrigued. The one thing that makes me nervous about this book is I think we're following from the point of view of an FBI agent who is on the list herself, and she's determined to find out. So I think the point of view might be from an FBI agent, which, like, meh, we'll see. But also, I just really love books like this where there's a bunch of people that are getting picked off one by one and you're trying to figure out who the killer is. Like, I just find them to be so much fun. And in the month of April, I'm so excited to announce that I don't just have one co-host, I have 3 co-hosts who were actually all book troupe co-hosts last year on my book club, and they're all such close friends of mine that I wanted to have them back on because I think this would be such a fun book to discuss with them. And so I have Katie from Katie Coulson as the co-host, I have Mikay from Mikay's book club, and I have Marcy from Marcy Reads. And all these 3 are very close friends of mine who I just love and adore them all so much. And I feel like whether this book is a success or not, I feel like no matter what, it's going to be a really fun discussion with the 3 of them. Because all 3 of them have such amazing and fun personalities, and I just think no matter what happens with this book, I think it's going to be a really fun discussion. And so yeah, I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful to have such amazing friends in this community, and I'm so excited for all of these live shows. You'll have to let me know what you think of these monthly selections. Are these books that you're excited for? I have asked a number of different times on my Instagram if you prefer for the selections to be like some more backlist books or if you prefer them to be newer releases, and it seems like people do like a mix of new releases and backlist, but I'm still struggling with which books you would like to read that are backlist books. And it's like every time that I ask like for backlist books that you would like to see as book troupe selections, all the responses that I get are of new release books, or people are like wanting, you know, like the new Alice Feeney to be a selection later this year, or like the new releases. So it does seem like you guys get more excited about the newer releases, and so that's why I like to tend to do the newer releases as book club picks. But I would love to know if you have anything specific that is a backlist title that you would like to read together. Let me know what that is, because I would love to know. I mean, for the month of January, we do have a backlist book. This was published in either 2014 or 2015. So I do like the idea of, you know, reading some backlist books from authors that I've previously enjoyed books from. But also, like, I don't know, I kind of think it's more exciting to like read the newer releases because I feel like there's less of a chance that people have read these newer releases because we're kind of reading them as they're coming out. Whereas if I were to pick backlist books, it might be books that a lot of you have already read that one. So I don't know, I guess I'm just struggling with which backlist books I would even choose. But yeah, anyways, let me know which book that you were most excited to read together. And make sure that if you do want to say on what we read in the future together, that you join my Patreon. I think I am going to have my Patreon vote on the May and the June pick, and then I'm going to pick the July pick. So I'm going to try to do that like every quarter of the year, have you pick two and then I pick one. Also, I would love to know your opinion, because I did ask this on Instagram as well, and I got kind of like a 50-50 response, but I would love to know whether you prefer one co-host every month for the book troupe, or if you prefer like multiple co-hosts. And I guess we'll kind of like see how the format changes in April when we do have more people on the live show, but I'd love to know if you have a preference. You can just let me know. That is all of the things. Those are all of the announcements. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited for this year. I have very high hopes this year that there's going to be a 5-star book troupe pick for me. You know, it hasn't happened so far. After a year of reading last year, I have not had a single 5-star book from my own book club yet, but I have faith in these ones. You know, I feel like it's going to happen with these. And yeah, you can probably expect another video like this towards the end of April, when I'll probably be announcing May, June, and July. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the live show for Where They Found Her is going to be coming up on January 26th. And thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye.